Today, we're gonna win. We're gonna fight.
Notre Dame stops it. The Irish win the game.
We play together, we play for each other, and we play to win.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Coca-Cola, Sprint, Gatorade, and Under Armour. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, Cadillac, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
I'm not going to talk about fundamentals. I'm not going to talk about turnovers. I'm not going to talk about missed assignments, miscommunication. All I'm going to talk about is great victory!
Irish head coach Brian Kelly after Notre Dame defeated a top 15 Stanford team in dramatic fashion in the closing minutes at soggy Notre Dame Stadium. Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. It is a victory that is already being called a classic. At halftime, the score was tied at 7. The Irish defense had done a great job containing the Cardinal offense, while the Irish offense knew they had not played as well as they are capable of playing. Here's what Coach Kelly had to say to the team before they took the field for the second half.
Hey, there's no doubt in anybody in here in terms of what you want to achieve. There's no doubt in anybody. Everybody believes in each other, but you got to go get the job done now. What's your intention? You got to go take care of it. Do your job. Do it the right way. Lean on each other. Count on each other. Remember that slogan called Count on Me? Well, take it to heart. Take it to heart. Now take that thumb and put it on yourself. Count on me. Count on me. Now it's time. Second half, Stanford. This is what it's about. Let's count on me. Let's go beat Stanford. Let's go.
This is Kenny. Kenny is a dentist, but he races autocross on the weekends. But he's not thinking about his tires right now. Kenny buys all his tires from TireRack.com. Using their exclusive test track reviews, he knows he's always getting the right tires for his car. But Kenny's not thinking about tires right now. Kenny's thinking, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This is awesome. TireRack.com, proud sponsor of the Tire Rack SCCA National Solo Program.
What happens to your internet when everybody's online at once?
It's very frustrating.
Run into bandwidth issues.
Xfinity delivers the fastest and most reliable in-home Wi-Fi. I bet we can have all three of these guys on their devices and download our favorite HD show. You're going to be impressed.
Ever seen something download that fast?
Everyone can be on their devices all at the same time.
So, flipping fast.
Get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi with Xfinity Internet, or get started for $19.99 a month for a year. See for yourself. Call 855-215-FAST.
Sweat. It says I was here. I worked here. It says I only have so much to give before I have to take. What I lose, I want to get back. Sweat says, I earned this. Gatorade, created to help replace what you sweat out.
Just how dramatic was Notre Dame's game-winning drive against Stanford? The Irish scored the winning touchdown with just 61 seconds left in the game. In the 84-year history of Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish have scored the winning touchdown later in a game on just 4 occasions. I began my conversation with Coach Kelly this week by talking about what he told Everett Golson and the Irish offense before they took the field for that final 65-yard drive.
3 minutes and 3 timeouts is an eternity in college football. So we weren't in a panic mode where we had to force anything. That was my big message. Don't force anything here. Let's not throw an interception and turn it over here. Take what they give you, and let's continue to be methodical.
2nd and 10, the completion to Will Fuller.
They were starting to play a little bit of bump coverage, and Will ran right past him. So anytime we see one of our guys, Will Fuller in particular, run past a corner, we know that the next time he's going to give him a little breathing space. So we ran what we call our comeback, and Will set it up nicely, came back to the ball, got us a big conversion.
3rd and 10 from your 46, and Golson finds Corey Robinson for 17.
A boundary divot play for us where we kind of pull out the underneath coverage with a route and bring Corey in behind it. Lyons was sitting on the out route. He breaks it inside, big completion, obviously a big chunk play for us.
You then go for Fuller in the end zone and you get the interference call.
Yeah, we ran a double move on Wayne Lyons again. He had been sitting. We had run a quick slant earlier. We double moved him right past it, but Everett slid out of the pocket. He probably should have stayed inside the pocket because the protection was pretty good. And when he slid, he lost vision on Will. Didn't pick up vision on Will until it was a little late. Threw the ball, was a little bit underthrown, but we got the big pass interference call.
It comes down to 4th and 11 with the game on the line, and you get the winning score. Take us through that play.
It's a play that we run every Thursday. It's our end of game play. It's a difficult play to defend. It doesn't mean you're going to get a touchdown, but you got a good chance of completing it and having a shot at least at a first down. They rolled up hard on the underneath route, and it frees up the secondary route, and that was Ben Koyak, which was the flag route over the top. Again, Everett slid in the pocket, picked up Koyak late, and then threw a laser into the back corner of the end zone, and Ben made a great catch, kept his feet in bounds.
When you first got here, we talked a lot about next man in. Elijah Shoemate is certainly one of those next men in, and on that last play, he basically ended the game with that blitz.
The school of thought there is to probably play zone and keep the ball in front of you, but that's not the way Coach Van Gorder and I are put together. We wanted to make sure that they didn't have a chance to get the ball down the field, and the pressure that we had designed there, we felt like we could get there, and Elijah was able to get home, and Hogan had nowhere to go with the football, and game over. But a great blitz, a great call.
Notre Dame's 5th straight win to start the 2014 season bumped them up to number 5 in the nation in the coaches poll and number 6 in the AP poll.
Means we're winning because you got to win to keep moving up. I think that the polls will take care of themselves. We've got an incredibly difficult schedule remaining, but this is where we want to play. We want to play up in the polls. We don't want to be down in the polls. This is where we want Notre Dame football to be, but we still got a lot of work to do in front of us.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to help pay for her kids' ice time. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time. And 2% back at the grocery store. Even before she got 3% back on gas, all with no hoops to jump through. Katie used her Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card to stay warm and toasty during the heat of competition. That's the comfort of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Gutterman Group is a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going. Gotta be good.
Good?
Good.
Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
This is Jessica. Jessica is driving to the mall, so she's not thinking about tires right now. If she were, she or her parents could go to TireRack.com to find the right tires for her car and get them delivered to an independent recommended installer. But Jessica's not thinking about tires. She's thinking, OMG, if Colt doesn't ask me to the prom, my life is totally over. It's tragical. Tire Rack is a proud sponsor of Street Survival, a hands-on driving experience preparing teens for real roads in the real world.
In our last segment, we focused on the part of Notre Dame's victory over Stanford Irish fans will remember the most, the 65-yard game-winning touchdown drive. But 57 minutes of hard-fought physical football preceded that drive. I asked Coach Kelly to evaluate how the three main units on his team, defense, special teams, and offense, played against the Cardinal.
You know, first of all, defensively, limiting, a physical team on first and second down, really had no running game. I think from an offensive standpoint, 5 big chunk plays against the defense had only given up 4 the entire year. Special teams, certainly the conditions maybe affected a couple of the field goal situations, but a block, those are huge plays. We got our first block since 2010. I thought we effectively contained one of the best return men in college football. So a lot of good things across the board, but I think just the resolve and tough-mindedness that our guys played with was probably the thing that stands out.
I got a lot of defensive guys' names written, but it's almost not proper to single people out because so many people are doing things for you right now.
I think if you were to probably just grab one guy at each position, you'd start on the D-line with Sheldon Day. I mean, his effort and tenacity and just being disruptive, he stands out. Linebacker play, I think it was Jalen Smith's best game of the year, all over the field. I think Cole Luke played outstanding. We awarded him the game ball. He had 2 interceptions, and I think if Hogan got the ball a little bit more accurate, he might have had 3 or 4 interceptions. So those 3 guys stand out, but a total team effort, because you're absolutely right, Jack. I mean, Joe Schmidt, Sheldon Day, Trombetti's big sack. Everybody had a hand in what happened on Saturday.
Who were you most pleased with on offense?
There's probably 2 or 3 guys that I was pleased with. I'd probably have to say Cam McDaniel and his toughness and the way he ran the football. And then I'd probably say just the way that, Ronnie Stanley played. He didn't give up anything. I mean, he was solid every single snap. Those 2 guys really stood out to me.
And your receivers have been good, and we can't talk about all of them, but we probably should talk about Chris Brown, not just because he scored, but he had his second consecutive really productive game.
Solid game again. He had the 1 drop, but a solid game. He continues to make the progress we need to complement all of our other receivers, because Corey Robinson's been big for us. It was nice to get Amir back in there with a couple of big catches for us. Torrey Hunter makes a nice catch on 3rd down. So when we get Chris Brown now contributing, that's a lot of receivers catching footballs. You don't know who to take away, and that's what we're starting to see.
There is your final score once again. The Irish win at 17-14. Notre Dame has now held each of its first 5 2014 opponents to 17 points or less, the first time that has happened since the 1973 National Championship season. There are your final stats provided by UND.com. They reflect an outstanding performance by the Irish with the exception of 2 turnovers and some special teams miscues. Defensively, the Irish limited Stanford to just 3 yards per play, the lowest output for the Cardinal since an October 21st, 2006 game at Arizona State. It's time now for this week's ATI Physical Therapy Strong and True Moment of the Week, a play that at this point in this show needs no further introduction. We would be guilty of television production illegal procedure if we did not spend some time on this show talking to the 2 players who combined on the winning touchdown against Stanford that will forever have a lofty place in the annals of Notre Dame football. Everett Golson and Ben Koyak.
It felt like the whole thing happened in slow motion. I distinctly remember just, looking at my first read and kind of rolling out and, It was like, you know, real slow, and I'm like, okay, he's open. Why are you not throwing it to him? Like, you know, things like that. But like I said, I was happy for the play, for sure. You know, just based off their coverage, it probably wasn't supposed to be there, but just thankful that he was, for sure.
Just had a corner route, and I was just running. I broke my route off, and I saw, I didn't have anyone playing me, inside out. I saw safety inside. I didn't see anyone underneath me, so I had confidence that Everett would see me, and he did. So I was just glad, that he threw the ball to me, and I was able to make the catch.
The Notre Dame-Stanford series is one of 3 rivalry games Notre Dame has committed to playing each and every year. The game means a lot to players on both sides who usually have a lot in common, and that leads to the winners each year having a great sense of pride in the victory.
I can't tell you how good it feels. I don't think there's a word in the dictionary to describe the feeling that I have right now. And it's pretty nice, and we're going to enjoy it for 24 hours and then on to the next.
Unbelievable. I mean, no better feeling. Close win like that to that kind of opponent just feels great.
It's refreshing. It's definitely a confidence booster. When you talk about preparing all week, and actually, coming out on top. It's fun, and we're all excited.
It means a lot, but honestly, we're not even focused on the record right now. We're focused on the next team, so can't let that get to us.
It's time now for this week's TireRack.com Drive of the Game. Coach Kelly's pick may surprise you.
I think getting the score right before the half. A lot of things went wrong. We needed some momentum, and I think that score right before the half, where we tie it up 7-7, allows us to go in and say, all right, we got that out of the way. We had the 2 horrific turnovers, and it's all square. Let's come out and win the second half, and that's what we did.
The evolution of luxury continues. The next generation 2015 Escalade.
Sprint has done it again. First, there was the Sprint Family Share Pack. A family of 2, 4, or even 10 gets unlimited talk, text, and 20 gigabytes of data to share with the entire family for only $100 a month. That's double the high-speed data of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Double the data. And now check out Sprint's new unlimited plan. Individual lines of unlimited data, talk, and text at just $50 a month per line. Our lowest price ever. $100 a month for the family, $50 a month for individual lines. Sprint, it's the best value in wireless.
This past week marked the 3rd anniversary of the first Notre Dame football Trick Shot Monday video going public. To celebrate, we thought we would take a look back at every Trick Shot Monday since the event first became a national sensation.
John!
All right, for everyone watching this is Trick Shot Monday, time-honored tradition at the University of Notre Dame. 1 cup of water.
Now, the only Notre Dame Trick Shot Monday shot you did not just see was last week's anniversary edition that recreated the very first video trick shot from 3 years ago. But the September 30th Stanford Week trick shot is available for viewing right now on WatchND. There were two obvious candidates to run this week's 60-second drill, and since Everett Golson already took his turn earlier this season, tight end Ben Koyak gets the honor this week. What did you do on your first date?
Went and saw Hitch. The movie stopped about halfway through, so I ate some popcorn about halfway through for 45 minutes, but yeah.
Most famous person you have met?
I met Colin Ray way back in the day, back when he was really famous, so I'll count that.
Place anywhere in the world you would like to visit?
Greece. Sounds amazing.
What is your favorite place at Notre Dame?
I like walking by the lakes, but I'd say that's probably my favorite.
What is your pregame routine?
Take a shower before we head out. Eat the same meal every time. We eat spaghetti, a little steak, and always drink some Right Stuff.
Hardest hitter on the team?
Probably Matthias.
Best singer on the team?
Oh, we got a couple guys. I'll say Ev.
Best dresser on the team?
I still say Nicky Broad. He said that last time too. Dresses good.
Worst dresser on the team?
I would say Jerron.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
Being able to carry on to the tradition and represent the university.
Ben Koyak, you've completed the 60-second drill on Inside Notre Dame Football.
Thanks.
Couple of quizzes. Dinner? I don't know. Oh, love that. Send me the recipe. You too, Mom.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, what are you doing?
We're just sitting down for dinner.
Perfect. Mind if I join you?
You did it.
Whenever you're close to Meyer, you're a little closer to home.
A financial institution is behind many of the milestones in your life. Pick one that sees you as more than just an account number. Own your dreams. Join a credit union today.
It's time for this week's Ask Coach Kelly question presented by CBTS. This week's question comes from John Peters of Amarillo, Texas, who asks, Coach, how do you focus on the North Carolina game and not get trapped by looking ahead to the Florida State game in 2 weeks?
Well, we have this kind of scenario occur every week, and because at Notre Dame, everybody's going to play their very best. So we have these conversations every week. I think some teams don't have that. They do get trapped, but we have trap games every week. So, and we don't play up to our competition. We play to our level of preparation, and so as long as we prepare the right way, we'll play the game the way we're supposed to against North Carolina.
Next up for the Irish, a return to Notre Dame Stadium, where Notre Dame has now won 16 of its last 17 games. This week's opponent, the North Carolina Tar Heels. North Carolina is 2-3 so far this season and has given up 210 points in its first 5 games.
A very good offense. Larry Fedora has done a great job offensively. They have some talented football players. They haven't put it together in the way I'm sure they want to defensively, but a lot of talented players. We need to get up on them because they have some talent on both sides of the ball.
That will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. We, of course, will have all the highlights of the Notre Dame-North Carolina game on next week's show. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish. Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly has been presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Coca-Cola, Sprint, Gatorade, and Under Armour. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, Cadillac, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.